It was just after midnight when Dr. Helen Marcus looked up from her desk at the Earth Orbital Research Station. The stars outside the wide observation window twinkled quietly. Everything was calm, silent, and peaceful. But deep inside, Helen felt something was wrong. She didn't know why. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was experience. She had worked in space science for over 20 years. Something didn't feel right tonight. A soft beep echoed from her monitor. She turned quickly. A red dot had appeared. On the radar, a fast object was entering Earth's upper orbit, too fast for a satellite, too smooth for a meteor. It had no ID code, no heat trail, and it was coming from deep space. Control. This is RS-9, Helen said into a headset. We've got an unknown object entering Earth orbit at 31,000 meters per second. No ID, no signature. Static replied first, then came a sharp voice from ground command confirm. Is it a rogue satellite? Helen checked the readings. Again, negative. It's not from Earth. For a few moments, everyone on the station held their breath. The object stopped moving. It floated silently above Earth like a shadow waiting to fall. And then the sky lit up, a powerful flash, brighter than the sun, exploded just above the atmosphere. Helen raised her hands to her eyes. Even inside the station, the light was blinding. Everything shook. The station's alarms went off. Red lights blinked. The entire crew scrambled to their stations. One by one, every communication line to Earth started dying. Communications offline. One of the engineers shouted, "Satnet is down." All the satellites around Earth, the GPS systems, the spy satellites, the telecom units, they were all gone. Destroyed. What the hell was that? Someone whispered. Helen stared at the screen. The explosion didn't touch Earth, but it had taken out the entire orbital network. It was planned. It was strategic. It was a bomb, Helen said quietly. A space bomb. Back on Earth, the situation was worse. Planes lost navigation. The stock market systems crashed. Military command satellites went silent. Global chaos began within minutes. But high above Earth, beyond the human eyes, something else had noticed the explosion. Hidden in the darkness, floating quietly for years, a machine suddenly came to life. Its body was covered in black panels that absorbed sunlight. Its eyes, lenses the size of plates, began to glow red. Energy flowed through its systems. For the first time in decades, it had no name painted on its hull, no flag, no signal. But inside its memory banks, one mission remained. If Earth is attacked, activate defense. The machine turned slowly, its sensors locked onto the remains of the alien explosion. The signals were not human. The bomb had come from outside the solar system. That meant only one thing. Earth was under attack. On Earth, the government scrambled for answers. No country took responsibility. No known object had been launched. It was not a test. This was an invasion. The president of the Global Earth Council gave a short, fearful message. This was not human. We are under threat from beyond Earth. Meanwhile, Helen and her team reviewed the explosion data. It wasn't just a bomb, she told them. It was a trigger. Something might respond to it. She didn't know how right she was. Back in orbit, the machine, silent for over 70 years, began sending pulses into space. It was scanning for targets, looking for enemy signals. Its AI calculated that this attack was only the first move. More could follow. It didn't wait for orders. It didn't ask permission. It simply did what it was built for. Earth's silent defense had awoken, and far, far away, inside a massive alien cruiser watching Earth from deep shadow, a tall being stood in confusion. The bomb had exploded perfectly. Earth's orbit was blind now, but something strange had started transmitting. Not human, alien, something old. Commander 1, alien said, "There is activity in orbit. An unknown signal has begun. Defensive pattern." The commander frowned. Earth should have no defense. What did we just wake up? The dark satellite floated above Earth, completely black against the stars. It had no flashing lights, no antenna, no movement. For many years it had remained hidden, cold, and silent. Even the governments of Earth had forgotten it existed. No one remembered who put it there. But now, something deep inside the machine had come alive. Its main sensor, a red glowing eye, opened slowly. Solar energy poured into its core. Data streams began to flow. Electric pulses reconnected its systems one by one. Cooling fans spun for the first time in decades. The machine was awake. Its name was Project Sentinel. It was not a simple satellite. It was a weapon, a smart weapon, a last resort defense system built in total secrecy by a forgotten human alliance during a dark age of war. The project was shut down before it was completed, but someone had left it in orbit, sleeping and waiting. Now the alien bomb had triggered it. Inside its core, Sentinel began scanning space. Thousands of tiny sensors on its body picked up energy waves. It found pieces of destroyed satellites drifting silently. It detected strange particles from the alien explosion, not human-made. It confirmed the signal's origin outside the solar system. Threat detected. Protocol 001. Initiate defense. In the control room of the alien mothership, Commander Verex narrowed his eyes. His ship floated far above Earth's orbital field, behind the dark side of the moon. From here, he could observe Earth without being seen. "What is that signal?" he asked. His technician replied, "It's coming from a hidden structure in Earth orbit we did not detect it before." Verex's sharp tail twitched. "Cloaked technology. No, Commander. It was powered off until the moment our bomb exploded. Now it is transmitting in high frequencies." The commander stood still for a moment. Earth has awakened something. Back at the orbital research station, Dr. Helen Marcus watched as her radar detected a new object. "There's something out there," she whispered. "It wasn't active before. It's moving now." Her assistant zoomed in the camera feed. "That's not one of ours." Helen leaned forward. "Then, what is it?" The screen showed a strange-looking satellite shaped like a black pyramid with large panels and no markings. The satellite slowly turned toward the direction of the explosion site. It began releasing small, invisible waves of energy. "What's it doing?" her assistant asked. Helen replied softly. "It's scanning and preparing." The machine continued its work. It didn't speak. It didn't show emotion. It only followed its purpose. Step 1. Analyze threat. Step 2. Locate origin. Step 3. Eliminate. Inside its memory, Sentinel played an old message, a recording made by its creator, a man named Dr. Elias Rourke. "If you are hearing this," the voice said, "then Earth is no longer safe. You are the last defense. You are not human. You are not alive, but you must protect the living." Sentinel accessed its defense systems, plasma launchers, laser turrets, EMP cannons. It had enough power to fight, but not alone. It would need more, so it sent out a signal, a message across secret radio bands, a code that only one group would understand. In a quiet bunker deep under the ice of Antarctica, an old receiver blinked. A retired soldier, General Mark Lang, had been watching the stars for 20 years. When the signal came through, he stood up, stunned. "No," he whispered. "Sentinel is awake." He turned to his computer and typed a hidden command. Across a network no one knew still existed, a simple message was sent. Code Black, Earth defense active. All watchers respond. Meanwhile, in space, the alien mothership moved closer to Earth. Small scout ships spread out to scan the area. One of them passed near Sentinel. Without warning, Sentinel fired a low-frequency shockwave. The scout ship stopped mid-flight completely, disabled its systems, shut down, and it began to drift. Back on the mothership, alarms blared. Commander Verex clenched his fists. "They struck our scout. Earth should not have this power." His second-in-command stared at the screen. "Commander, we underestimated them." "No," Verex growled. "We woke something old. And now it wants to fight." The dark satellite floated above Earth, completely black against the stars. It had no flashing lights, no antenna, no movement. For many years it had remained hidden, cold, and silent. Even the governments of Earth had forgotten it existed. No one remembered who put it there. But now, something deep inside the machine had come alive. Its main sensor, a red glowing eye, opened slowly. Solar energy poured into its core. Data streams began to flow. Electric pulses reconnected its systems one by one. Cooling fans spun for the first time in decades. The machine was awake. Its name was Project Sentinel. It was not a simple satellite. It was a weapon, a smart weapon, a last resort defense system, built in total secrecy by a forgotten human alliance during a dark age of war. The project was shut down before it was completed. But someone had left it in orbit, sleeping and waiting now. The alien bomb had triggered it. Inside its core, Sentinel began scanning space. Thousands of tiny sensors on its body picked up energy waves. It found pieces of destroyed satellites, drifting silently. It detected strange particles from the alien explosion, not human-made. It confirmed the signal's origin, outside the solar system. Threat detected. Protocol 001. Initiate defense. In the control room of the alien mothership, Commander Verex narrowed his eyes. His ship floated far above Earth's orbital field, behind the dark side of the moon. From here he could observe Earth without being seen. "What is that signal?" he asked. His technician replied, "It's coming from a hidden structure in Earth orbit. We did not detect it before." Verex's sharp tail twitched. "Cloaked technology." "No, Commander. It was powered off until the moment our bomb exploded. Now it is transmitting in high frequencies." The commander stood still for a moment. Earth has awakened something. Back at the orbital research station, Dr. Helen Marcus watched as her radar detected a new object. "There's something out there," she whispered. "It wasn't active before. It's moving now." Her assistant zoomed in the camera feed. "That's not one of ours." Helen leaned forward. "Then, what is it?" The screen showed a strange-looking satellite, shaped like a black pyramid with large panels and no markings. The satellite slowly turned toward the direction of the explosion site. It began releasing small, invisible waves of energy. "What's it doing?" her assistant asked. Helen replied softly. "It's scanning and preparing." The machine continued its work. It didn't speak. It didn't show emotion. It only followed its purpose. Step 1. Analyze threat. Step 2. Locate origin. Step 3. Eliminate. Inside its memory, Sentinel played an old message, a recording made by its creator, a man named Dr. Elias Rourke. "If you are hearing this," the voice said, "then Earth is no longer safe. You are the last defense. You are not human. You are not alive, but you must protect the living." Sentinel accessed its defense systems, plasma launchers, laser turrets, EMP cannons. It had enough power to fight, but not alone. It would need more, so it sent out a signal, a message across secret radio bands, a code that only one group would understand. In a quiet bunker deep under the ice of Antarctica, an old receiver blinked. A retired soldier, General Mark Lang, had been watching the stars for 20 years. When the signal came through, he stood up stunned. "No," he whispered. "Sentinel is awake." He turned to his computer and typed a hidden command. Across a network no one knew still existed, a simple message was sent. Code Black, Earth defense active. All watchers respond. Meanwhile, in space, the alien mothership moved closer to Earth. Small scout ships spread out to scan the area. One of them passed near Sentinel. Without warning, Sentinel fired a low-frequency shockwave. The scout ship stopped mid-flight completely, disabled its systems, shut down, and it began to drift. Back on the mothership, alarms blared. Commander Verix clenched his fists. They struck our scout. Earth should not have this power. His second-in-command stared at the screen. "Commander, we underestimated them." "No," Verix growled. "We woke something old, and now it wants to fight." The Earth looked calm from orbit, but everyone watching the sky knew something terrible was coming. The alien mothership had recovered. Now, it was moving closer, fast, and not alone. Behind it, a fleet of smaller alien warships was flying in formation. Each ship carried weapons powerful enough to destroy cities. Inside Earth's orbital station, Dr. Helen Marcus and her team stared at the screens in silence. "This is it," whispered her assistant. "We're not ready for this." Helen said nothing. Her eyes were locked on Sentinel. The machine was silent again. Not dead, just waiting. But then, a blinking light appeared on one of the control panels. A signal was coming from Sentinel. A message, "Put it on main screen." Helen said. The screen turned black. Then, a face appeared. It was a human man. His hair was gray, his eyes serious but kind. He wore an old uniform, and behind him was the image of Earth. The recording looked decades old. The man began to speak. "If you are seeing this message, then Earth is under attack." Helen leaned closer. Her heart was racing. "My name is Dr. Elias Rourke. I was the lead scientist of Project Sentinel. This machine you found, it is not a weapon of war. It is a promise that Earth will never again fall without a fight." The screen flickered for a second, then returned. Sentinel was made to watch the sky when no one else could. It was built in secret, in a time of fear. But we believed in something more in the future. We knew Earth might face dangers not from within, but from out there. The image of Dr. Rourke looked straight into the camera now. "If aliens have attacked, know this. Sentinel has one mission: to protect life. It will not stop, it will not sleep, and it will not surrender. But it is not enough alone. If you see this, you must help it. You must finish what we started." The screen went black. Silence filled the station. Helen stood up slowly. "We're not alone. Someone from the past is still helping us." Her assistant looked at her. "What should we do?" She took a deep breath. "We helped Sentinel." Far below, in the secret base in Antarctica, General Mark Lang stood with his old team. They had watched the same message. He knew, the general said. He knew this day would come. His second-in-command, a former space engineer, turned to the launch terminal. "Should we activate Sentinel-2? Mark nodded. "Yes, it's time." Deep inside the base, the second machine, Sentinel-2, was fully powered. Its dark silver surface began to shine. Engines roared. The old rocket system, hidden for decades, prepared to launch. Dust fell from the ceiling as the launch countdown started. Double quotes, 10.9.8. The Earth shook slightly as the rocket, carrying Sentinel-2, rose into the sky. Back in space, the alien fleet had reached high orbit. Commander Verix stood at the front of the control bridge. His ships surrounded Earth like hungry beasts. "Begin the attack," he ordered. No more warnings, no more games. But as their weapons charged, something new appeared on their radar. Another object, small, fast, unknown. "What is that?" shouted one of the alien officers. The object raced toward the alien fleet. It passed Earth's defense zone and entered orbit. It was Sentinel-2. The new satellite unfolded its panels. Weapons systems came online. Defense shields activated. It locked onto the alien ships and began scanning. Commander Verix growled. "Another one." They made two. Before they could act, Sentinel-2 fired. Beams of concentrated plasma shot through space, hitting the closest alien ship. The enemy ship exploded in fire and light, breaking into thousands of pieces. The rest of the alien fleet scattered. "Retreat, maneuver, get out of its range." One alien screamed. But Sentinel-2 was faster. It tracked the ships and fired again and again. Down on Earth, people watched from cities, bunkers, and research centers. The battle had come to the skies, and they could see it with their own eyes. A voice came from every emergency broadcast. This is Earth's defense. Do not be afraid. Sentinel is online. Inside the orbital station. Helen smiled for the first time in days. They're running, her assistant said. They're learning we're not weak, she replied. Helen turned toward the window and looked at the stars. Thank you, Dr. Awoke. Your message gave us hope. And far above Earth, both sentinels stood side by side in silence, watching, waiting, and guarding the world below. The stars looked peaceful from Earth, but in orbit, war had begun. The alien fleet had been hit hard. One ship was gone. 2 more were damaged. Commander Varex's eyes burned with rage as he watched the human machines fire again and again. Did they build a second one? He growled. His second officer replied, We don't know, Commander. The second machine is faster, smarter, it adapts quickly. Varex turned toward the window. His massive mothership hovered in the center of the alien fleet. Smaller warships circled it like angry bees. No more playing, he said. Prepare the retaliation force. We will wipe out Earth's orbit. The room went silent. The commander walked to the main control panel. He entered a secret code, unlocked the black hole weapon. His officers froze, but Commander ... that bomb is unstable. If we use it too close to a planet, I don't care, Varex shouted. Humanity must know what fear is. Fire it above their world. Let them watch space collapse. Down on Earth, General Mark Lang received new images from orbit. He studied them quietly, then looked at the others in the hidden base. They're preparing something. Something big, he said. One of the old scientists leaned forward. If it's what I think, they have a gravity weapon. What does that mean? Asked a young officer. It means, the scientist said slowly, they could collapse a part of orbit, tear it apart, and everything up there, sentinels, satellites, stations, will fall into the atmosphere. General Lang stood up. We need to warn the sentinels. In space, Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 both scanned the alien fleet. They detected changes in energy, a large amount, growing fast. Sentinel-I sent a pulse to Earth's hidden receivers. The message was short, high-level anomaly, unknown weapon, time until detonation, for minutes. Inside the orbital research station, Dr. Helen Marcus read the signal and turned pale. They're going to use a black hole device. Her assistant gasped. Can we stop it? I don't know, but we need to try. She ran to the terminal and uploaded a defense algorithm directly into Sentinel-2. The satellite processed the new data in seconds and locked onto the strange NG signature. It began charging its main cannon, but it wasn't fast enough. On the alien mothership, the black hole weapon was ready. The large, dark sphere floated above the ship, glowing with strange shifting light. Small stars bent near it. Time felt slower around it. Launch in 10 seconds, said the weapons officer. Commander Varex smiled. Let them feel what the universe truly is. Just then, a massive plasma beam struck the mothership's side. Sentinel-2 had fired. The impact shook the ship. Alarms rang. The black hole device shook in its holding field. Commander, we've been hit. Hold the weapon, hold it now. But it was too late. The black hole bomb slipped out of the magnetic field. It fell ... slowly ... not toward Earth ... but toward the alien ship itself, in Earth's skies. People looked up and saw a strange glow, a spiral forming in orbit. Cameras across the world zoomed in as a swirling black tear opened above the alien fleet. Inside the alien mothership, panic erupted. Reverse field, push it away. We can't, it's too strong. Commander Varex grabbed the console. Get us out of here, but the pull had begun. The closest alien ships were dragged into the dark spiral. Metal, twisted ships cracked apart. The sounds of screaming filled the ship. Sentinel-I and Sentinel-2 both moved away, fast, avoiding the growing collapse. Then the alien mothership itself began to fall toward the swirling black void. Varex looked up one last time. This was supposed to be our victory. And then, silence. The black hole swallowed the ship, then slowly closed, leaving behind nothing but stardust. Back on Earth, the entire planet held its breath. News channels showed the sky returning to normal. Satellites that survived came back online. Power systems reconnected. Inside the research station, Helen fell into a chair. It's over, her assistant nodded. We survived. But Helen stared at the screen where Sentinel-I and 2 floated there. Still active, she said. What if something else comes? Far below, General Lang watched the same thing. They'll be ready, he said. Then he turned toward the stars, and so will we. The black hole had closed. The alien fleet was gone. Earth was safe for now, but space was not quiet anymore. Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 floated above Earth, still fully armed, still scanning. They knew the fight wasn't over. And they were right. Deep beyond Mars, another alien signal was picked up. It was faint but fast, a message sent before the alien fleet was destroyed. It was a distress call, a call for reinforcements. Back at Earth's orbital research station, Dr. Helen Marcus stood frozen as the new data appeared. Another fleet is coming, she whispered. Her assistant asked nervously, can Sentinel stop them again? Helen shook her head. Not alone. This time we fight too. Far below in Antarctica, General Mark Lang stood in the command center of the hidden base. Sentinel II's launch had worked. But now, it was Earth's turn. He turned to his team of engineers and scientists. "It's time," he said. "Activate the Valkyrie protocol." Behind the base, massive steel doors opened slowly. Steam hissed out, and from deep underground, 6 old spacecrafts began rising on launch platforms. They were Earth's secret weapon, human-made defense shuttles from the Cold Age, modified with new weapons and AI upgrades. Each ship had a name, Valkyrie 1 through Valkyrie 6. These ships were built long ago, hidden from the world, the general said. Now, they'll protect it. Within hours, the Valkyrie shuttles launched into orbit. The people of Earth watched in awe as the ships passed through the atmosphere, heading toward the stars. Children pointed at the sky. News channels played footage non-stop. People cheered. Earth wasn't running. Earth was joining the fight. The research station. Helen received a secure call from General Lang. "We're online," he said. "Valkyries are under our control. They'll support the Sentinels." Helen replied, "Thank you. They'll need all the help they can get." Far beyond the moon, the second alien fleet entered the solar system that was larger, smarter, and angry. The new commander, Verex's older brother, Lord Krezel, stood aboard a dark crystal warship the size of a mountain. He had received the message from his brother's final moments. "Humanity thinks they've won," he growled. "We'll burn their world from orbit." His fleet of 30 warships spread out like a storm. In Earth's orbit, Sentinel I detected the incoming threat. It sent a single warning pulse to Sentinel-2 and the 6 Valkyrie ships' hostile fleet inbound. Formation Alpha, engage. Sentinel-2 responded immediately. Its core glowed bright blue as it moved into a defensive position. The Valkyrie ships formed a V-shape behind the Sentinels. For the first time in history, humans and machines would fight side by side in space. The battle began fast. Alien ships launched energy beams toward the Earth's orbit, but Sentinel I raised a wide shield absorbing the impact. At the same time, Valkyrie 1 and 2 fired back, hitting one alien ship and sending it into a spin. Valkyrie 3 launched a cloud of mirror drones that confused the alien tracking systems. The aliens tried to destroy the real ship, but failed. One alien cruiser was caught in Sentinel-2's trap beam, held in place and then blasted apart, down on Earth. People watched the battle unfold live. In every home, shop and school, the message spread: Earth is not helpless. Earth fights back. Inside Valkyrie 4, pilot Myra Chen adjusted the laser controls. Her hands moved fast, her voice calm. "We've got 3 on our tail. Locking torpedoes," her co-pilot shouted. "Firing now." The torpedoes launched and struck all 3 enemy ships at once. A chain explosion lit up the sky. In the alien warship, Lord Krezel watched with cold fury. "They use old machines," he said, "but they fight like us." He raised his hand. "Send the destroyers." 3 massive alien ships moved forward, bigger than the others. Each one could destroy a city. But Sentinel I and 2 had one more secret. They combined in one smooth motion. Sentinel to split and attach to Sentinel I, forming a larger, more powerful super. A beam cannon unfolded, and massive panels extended. Helen gasped from the station. "It's a fusion form. We didn't know it could do that." The fused Sentinel fired a shock beam so strong it passed through 2 destroyers and cracked the 3rd. Lord Krezel stepped back. "Retreat. Get us out of range." But Earth's forces weren't finished. Valkyrie 5 and 6 had moved around the back. They fired Earth's last resort EMP warheads. The explosions didn't kill, but they shut down every remaining alien ship's systems. The sky fell silent. The battle was over. Earth had won again, not just with machines, but with people, together. Space was quiet again. The stars blinked above Earth like they had always done. But now they watched a planet that had changed. For the first time in history, Earth had fought back, not just with fear, but with strength, with unity, and with hope. The alien fleet was gone. The last enemy ship had vanished into deep space, disabled, defeated, or destroyed. But Sentinel I and Sentinel-2 did not power down. They hovered silently in orbit, side by side like twin guardians. Below them, the 6 Valkyrie ships circled slowly, completing their patrols. Earth's defense was no longer a secret. It was a signal to the galaxy. Earth will never be easy prey again. Inside the orbital research station, Dr. Helen Marcus watched the final battle footage replay on the main screen. She was tired, but her eyes were full of pride. "I never imagined we'd fight aliens," her assistant said quietly. Helen replied, "And I never imagined we'd win." She turned toward the wide window and looked at the 2 Sentinels floating above Earth. "They're still awake," she said, "still watching." A soft alert blinked on her screen. A new message had come from Sentinel I. Just for words: Earth secured, remaining active. Far below, in the icy cold of Antarctica, General Mark Lang stood in the launch base with the remaining engineers and soldiers. The entire world had seen what Sentinel could do, but now it was time to think about the future. "Begin Project Skyward," he ordered. One of the officers raised an eyebrow. "Already?" Lang nodded. "We've shown the galaxy we can fight. That means someone else will come eventually. We won't just defend next time. We'll go out there. Behind him, a hidden hangar door opened. Inside it were blueprints and ship frames, Earth's first deep space fleet in progress. We'll carry Earth's message into the stars, he said, and Sentinel will lead the way. In space, Sentinel slowly moved forward. It had finished its scan of the wreckage. Its AI had learned everything, every alien weapon, every strategy, every weakness. Sentinel, too, still connected to it, stored the knowledge safely. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. They simply watched. On Earth, something strange started to happen. People across every country, from cities to villages, began placing satellite models on their rooftops, painting them black and red to look like Sentinel. Schools taught about Project Sentinel. Statues were built in parks, showing Earth's defenders in metal and stone. Children played games pretending to be Valkyrie pilots. The name Sentinel became more than a machine. It became a symbol. Months later, a quiet ceremony was held at the United Nations. Dr. Helen Marcus was invited to speak. She stood in front of the world leaders and a massive screen showing Earth's orbit. She took a breath and began. Many years ago, a man named Dr. Elias Rourke sent a message into the future. He didn't know if anyone would hear it, but we did. And when we needed help most, his creation woke up and saved us. She looked up at the screen where Sentinel hovered peacefully. Sentinel is not just a weapon, it is a promise. That even in our darkest moment, we are not alone, that we will always rise, always defend, always fight for the future. Applause echoed through the hall. Millions watched it live. Somewhere beyond the solar system, in the deep cold of space, a listening probe picked up a signal. A small transmission sent from Sentinel. The signal said, "This world is protected. Turn back." The probe turned around and flew the other way. And so Earth watched the stars, no longer in fear, but with purpose. The Sentinels remained, the Valkyries trained, and the people remembered, because even in silence, even when no one else was looking, something was always awake above them, watching, waiting, protecting.